day and welcome to episode 5 of Drinking Beer with Don. So yes, we have already had 16 beer from the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar. Today is the 17th day, and so it's December 17th, obviously. So far it's been great. We've had many great beer. Well, today's beer may break that barrier. We'll see. It's from Fieldhouse Brewing out of Abbotsford, BC. So we're back on the mainland now. We've had 8 or 9 beer in a row off the island. Now we're pulling a beer out of the island. And today's beer is a double scoop apple pie sour. Yeah, sour beer. You know how I like those. It's but let me tell you about it first. It's 6.8% alcohol and 5 IBUs. So it's not that bitter, but it is a little on the strong side. So here's what the can and the website say. They go on to say, another collaboration with our friends at Banter Ice Cream. Ice cream and beer. What could go wrong? This beer starts with a tart base loaded with oats, which we infused with creamy mild sugar vanilla for an ice cream-like base. We then added over a ton of pureed apples and a touch of cinnamon and brown sugar. So, creamy, tart, and sweet. Cheers to community and a good scoop. Yeah, I was just thinking, you know what? I need to start mixing ice cream with my beer because that's what was missing. Well, I guess there's nothing to it, but give this a try. Oh, it smells tart. It smells sour. There's no doubt about it. And I do get a bit of the apples. All right, let's give it a whirl. Notice that's a bit cloudy. Cool. It's sour. But immediately I get the apples, so they're not kidding. Lots of apples. How can people like this stuff? I know, I mean, I probably have those beer aficionados who love sours and saying, Don, you're an idiot. We love sours. I just can't get there with these beer. I was surprised the last sour I had, which wasn't too bad. I'm not so sure about this one. You know what? There was another beer that I really loved and I said, don't consider it as a beer because it's not a beer. This also really isn't a beer, in my opinion. It's something else. There is a bit of sweetness. It does taste like apple pie. I'll give it that. It's quite carbonated too. I'm starting to feel a little fizzy. They talk about a creamy flavor, and it is. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. Because notwithstanding the sour, it's got apples, it's got cream, it's got flavor. Just a weird flavor with the sour. Why do people do sours? It actually is quite smooth on the tongue. If you like sours, you probably would really like this. Because I think it is well made. I gotta give kudos to Fieldhouse Brewing. It's not a bad sour. It's not a bad beverage. I'll call it a beer. But it's refreshing. It's growing on me. I don't know. I think it's a reasonably well-made sour. Just that sours are not my preference, but it's not bad. 7.4. I can't give it more than that. It's just not for me. But like I said, if you like sours, I would definitely recommend you try this one. Give it a shot if you like. You guys have a great one. Cheers. Day 18 of the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar. Before we start, you know what? I did a bit of thinking about the beer I had yesterday. And if you feel like there's a score update coming on, you're right. Because I looked at what I've said, and you know what? It was a well-made beer. I ended up enjoying it by the time I finished the glass. So it took me a while to get into it. But as I kept sipping it, saying, hey, every sip got a bit better. It really did taste like apple pie and ice cream. It was just as advertised. It was well made. By my own rules, even though I'm not a big sour fan, I grew to like this one, and therefore I'm updating the score to 8.0. So let the record reflect this double scoop apple pie sour, which really wasn't that sour. I'm giving it an 8.0. Right. Okay, so today's beer for day 18 is from the Russell Brewing Company. out of Surrey. It's called the Banana Split Dunkel, which is a Dunkelweizen. So it's a dark wheat beer, a German-style dark wheat beer. And here's what the can and the website both say. They say a traditional German-style dark wheat beer collides with a delicious treat of days past. We threw in a heavy amount of wheat to complement a complex grain bill of malts, with contributions of chocolate from the rich roasted malts, a bold banana flavor from the yeast, and a splash of pureed strawberry on top of it all. Grab a few spoons because this is one worth sharing. Okay. Well, here's the beer. Dark, as you'd expect. It's a dunkel. We can't tell that it's cloudy, but it is. Oh, and alcohol 5.7, IBUs 15. So, not strong, little hoppy. I can smell... it smells lively, if you will. It doesn't smell boring. So let's give it a shot. Mild banana. Very mild. A beer I do like is called a banana bread beer. Comes out of the UK. This is not nearly as banana-y as that. It's relatively smooth and easy, like you'd expect a dunkel. And I've had quite a few of those over the years, out of the German Dunkelweizen. Erdinger makes a good dunkel. Actually, this reminds me of Erdinger a bit, but it's a little fruitier. It might be those strawberries that I really can't taste strawberry, but I taste fruit. More than banana. This could be it. It's not a bad beer. And the weird part is, it's not a strong beer. It's not a great beer. I wanted more banana out of it, to tell the truth, to go in line with the description that they had on it. The bold banana flavor. I don't call it bold. This one isn't wowing me. It's nice. And if it were put in front of me, yeah, no trouble drinking it. Wouldn't turn my face. It wouldn't make a sour face. 7.8. There we go. This will be a 7.8. Cheers. This is the 19th of December. So time for beer number 19 from the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar. Today's beer is from Studio Brewing out of Burnaby, BC. One of those Vancouver suburbs, if you will. It is called a Glean Freak. And they say it's a dark saison, or saison, but it's French, saison. So that saison, if you remember from last year's calendar, just explain a little bit about that. It's got a special type, it's a Belgian style beer that has a special kind of yeast that I don't remember the name, but and malts as well, but they're distinct. And some people like saison, some people don't. I do when I'm in the right mood for them. And oddly enough, saison in fact means seasonal in French. And the can and the website say, as the season changes, so does what we crave in a beer. A perfect sipper for colder weather, this dark saison is brewed with a complex malt bill of barley, rye, and Belgian specialty malts, and finished with sour cherries. Well, they don't mention the special yeast, but I know a saison does have it. Oh, and like I did last time, I forgot, 5.2% alcohol, and that doesn't show what the IBUs are. So here we are. It is dark, and right when you smell it, saisons often have a earthy smell to them, and this one does. Some of them say they smell like barnyard. I hope not, but it's definitely it smells dark and earthy. So let's try it. It is a saison. It has that unique flavor to it, and I have to determine if I'm in the right mood for it or not. But it seems like it's well made. It's just, It doesn't strike me as being gotta have just yet. But it's definitely a winter beer because it is rich, it is dark. Not sweet though. If anything, it's dry. It's kind of a weird feeling on the tongue too. It's a little fizzy. I can only drink one of these, for sure. It's just got a bit of an odd flavor to it. It's not wrong, it's unique. If you want to try something different, this could be it. It's not ringing my bells, so I'm not going to put it in the 8s. In fact, I've had some saisons I really like. And honestly, this is not one of them. It's okay. And I'm thinking it's not one of those beers that's going to get better the longer I try it. If anything, it's getting worse. For me. In fact, this is one of those that I think I would have to say, no thank you. So it's not even in the 7s anymore. We're talking about something in the 6s. Which is odd, because I usually like dark beer, and I like saisons, but this one's not it. Okay, 6.8. That's my score, 6.8. Cheers. Day 20 of the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar. So this is December 20th. Today's beer is from Dog Mountain Brewing out of Port Alberni. Today it's called a Sleigh Hello to My Little Friend. Sleigh as in sleigh with the reindeer. It's actually a Christmassy beer. It's called a fruitcake ale. Now, 6.4% alcohol and 15 IBU. The website and the can both have some interesting things to say. First of all, it says, have you ever had a strange turkey dinner tryptophan-induced dream where you turned the perfect Christmas fruitcake into a beer? No? Yes, neither. See, I mean, that's obviously the brewer saying this. Sleigh Hello to My Little Friend is exactly that. Okay, like a tryptophan-induced dream of turning Christmas into a beer? Anyway, the can goes on to say, plum, cherry, date, and raisin flavors accompany the slightly boozy nose of this dark ale. A little gift bag of vanilla. A wrapped up box of chocolate, a wrapped up box of orange peel, and a stocking full of cinnamon. We hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it for you. Well, that piques my curiosity. But it also harkened back to when I had that gingerbread beer, which sounded like a good idea at the time, and wasn't. So I'm a little feared, but I like the idea of a Christmas beer. So this is the wee beastie here. Just gonna top it up a bit. It did foam up nicely. There we are. I smell chocolate. So I'm off to a good start. It smells a little, I can smell esters. So it could be good. Let's give it a shot. Oh my. It's like drinking a glass of fruitcake, which oddly enough is good. Because that other one with the gingerbread, no, not so good. This is pretty good. It's like, it really is like drinking a beer and a fruitcake mixed together. I kid you not. I'm kind of excited by it because it's actually quite good. I'm surprised. Pleasantly surprised this time. You definitely get the cinnamon. You get a bit of the orange. Oh, you for sure get whatever you put in fruitcake. It tastes like fruitcake. It's chocolatey, it's rich, it's smooth. Touch bitter. That must be the 15 IBUs. Just a touch. This is a very nice beer. If you can get your hands on this, I'd say go for it. Dog Mountain Brewing's Sleigh Hello to My Little Friend. It's got to be a limited run beer, obviously. Out of Port Alberni. This is going to be the best beer of the week, or of the 4 days rather. 4, right? Okay. I'm comparing it to my last favorite beer, which I gave it a 9.4 for that Nocturne. I think the Nocturne is still a bit better than this. 9.2. I really like this beer. Gotta try it. 9.2. Cheers. And now for something completely different. Here's our Christmas lights for 2022. So this is where we live, here in the News Bay. And I do tend to go Clark Griswold on the Christmas lights. So you see lights to the right, you see lights to the left, you see the telephone pole lit up, and even lights on the roof. So like I said, I go a little crazy. Next year I might even have something bigger on the roof, but we'll see. Yeah, I do, peacocks, deer, trees, candy canes, moose. You get the idea. I do go a little crazy, but I like it. Christmas tree is done. Just a bit of fine tuning left. I have to go to Canadian Tire and get a few little ornament hooks because there must be the ornament fairy that disappears the hooks every year. Every year we need more. Don't know why it is. Okay, wrapping up episode 5 and the now finished up to 20 beer from the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar. Interesting week. We had, looking back, we had my second least favorite beer and my second most favorite beer, all within the span of 4 days. I misspoke when I said it was the Nocturne was my favorite at 9.4. In fact, when I checked my notes, the Nocturne was good. That was a 9.0, also from Port Alberni. The 9.4 was the Continuum from Category 12. That was the beer I remembered taste-wise, so I still stick with the one I just had from Dog Mountain, that wonderful fruitcake beer, is still the 9.2. It's right. So we shall see what the last 4 days are going to bring us. I hope you stay tuned for the grand finale of the last 4 days. Cheers.